It's fine. It's okay. Hello guys. Um, as I'm doing my hair, I thought it would be a good idea to do a video that explains who I am and what my channel is about. I am going to start off by saying that I had a conversation that really sparked this thought in my head to do this video because, firstly, yes, I've just come onto this platform and started explaining what sickle cell is from a rather biological, scientific standpoint. By the way, before I continue, I feel like such a YouTuber. Oh my God. Anyway, I am using Nyla Superseed hair oil because I need to keep my hair moisturized and I need to keep my ends especially protected because now in the colder months, my lord, it's so difficult to keep your hair from getting dry. So wherever possible, I need to make sure that my hair is oiled up or something. But it's a really good hair product. I highly suggest you get Nyla's hair oil. Nyla's products in general are really good. So I really do recommend, if you ever come across her products, yeah, go for them. But as I was saying, when I first started off this YouTube channel, I wanted to teach people about sickle cell and teach people about the things that they're not really aware of about sickle cell. And I say aware of because even though the things I've explained you can find online, these things aren't really understood either because of the context in which they're spoken about online or the complexity of the information that's given. So, as best as possible, even though I use very, scientific words and everything's a bit complicated, I tried as best as I could to simplify certain things to make sure that people could get a better understanding of sickle cell. I want to make sure that at least now starting this channel, that people can always come back to this information when they need to. It's content that I know in my head will never change, or not in my head, but just in general won't ever change. Sickle cell won't ever really mutate, like it won't ever become something different. And all the information that I've told you so far is information that will stay consistent. It's something that people can always refer back to and always come back to. So I needed to, start off with a strong foundation. And yes, there are still 2 videos that I can think of that I need to put on this channel. One being the newborn screening program that was introduced into England's policy in 2006. And then the other one is about the inheritance of sickle cell disease, or sickle cell anemia more specifically. And as I said before, this content or the videos that I've just mentioned will stay pretty much consistent. The only thing that will really change is if these policies are updated or changed or whatever the case may be. But aside from that, everything else that I've spoken about won't change. So I wanted to definitely educate from that sense. But I realized that at the end of the day, people would connect more. And this is based off the conversation I had with who I was speaking to about my content. People will relate more when the information is personal. So I will definitely start talking about my sickle cell journey a lot more. I don't know, I might do vlogs when I go to hospital appointments and all of that stuff. But people are affected differently. I am somebody who, for example, is not in hospital as often as somebody else would be. You know, there's so many different ways in which people with sickle cell are affected, and I would love to give knowledge about sickle cell from my standpoint, because I think that would help people to understand it a lot better. Because I'll be honest with you, the content that I've done so far, it's a bit complicated, I'll be honest, because the information, I first of all need to make sure it's factually correct. So that puts pressure on me, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like hopefully the information I put out isn't, wrong, or it's not, something that can mislead people. So, there's a lot of pressure from my end, because I want to make sure I am giving out the relevant and correct information. For me, I do want to start doing more content based around sickle cell and how it affects me. I checked on YouTube today the content that people with sickle cell have done, and there are vloggers, there are people who have done content about their sickle cell. It's either them going to hospital. There was even a girl, bless her, she got a BBL with sickle cell, which I never knew you could do. Like, I always thought, any surgery that is voluntary from, the patient's end, never do. Like, especially with how risky BBLs are and stuff. But all in all, to say, yes, there is content out there for people with sickle cell that have sickle cell themselves, and they're talking about their journeys and their experiences, but most of them are American. There are people online who are, and I am using my phone, by the way, as I'm filming, but it is what it is. There are people online that do content on sickle cell. It's just, there's nobody that I've seen, at least, that has done content about sickle cell and their journey in England or the UK in general. So it's nice to sort of give people in England a platform where they can learn about sickle cell and learn different things they probably would have never thought of before in terms of their treatment or managing their sickle cell in the UK. Because even though, yes, we can relate to those that are in America, their health system is completely different. The services they have are completely different. So I feel like I am I am definitely bringing something new onto YouTube in that respect. And I feel like it's right as well for me to explain why or how I managed to talk about sickle cell in the way that I do. So my background is in health and social care. I majored in not applied social care. I always get it twisted. I always get it mixed up. I majored in health studies, minored in applied social care in university, in my undergrad degree. And then I've also just completed a master's degree in public health. I went straight from my undergrad to my master's. So yeah, I have done a lot of extensive research on sickle cell disease. And that's why I say with thalassemia, I can't really talk on it because I don't have the same level of knowledge about it. My dissertations, both for my undergrad and my master's degrees, were based on sickle cell disease. So all of that content that I was writing about, I was gaining knowledge from. But I feel like I sort of have that extra amount of knowledge just because I've read articles, like I've read so much information, I've read so much literature about sickle cell. Before I continue, I'm going to use wild growth hair oil. Yes, I still have the tag on it, 10.49, 10.49 if you wanted to know. But yeah, I just put them on my middle part, or put it on my middle part, and then like on my edges, so that I am keeping them, I guess, healthy. And then I'd brush back my baby hairs or whatever. I say baby hairs, but I don't think they are baby hairs because they are quite long. But yeah, so yeah, I talk about sickle cell in the way that I do just because I have a lot of prior knowledge about sickle cell from a biological perspective. So I decided, with what I know, let me just put that out there. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video to explain what this channel is going to look like eventually, and why I've done my content in the way that I have been doing over the past few videos. That was just a quick-ish video, and yeah, I definitely will be back next week. What would you guys want to see from me, or what do you want to know about me, if anything? Like, you could literally just comment anything. I will see you lot next week.